You're listening to Dropkick Mike and Black Tim on the Devil's Dice podcast.
Got the dog down here today, so he's not howling at us from upstairs.
Yeah, I know, bro. I can't get over that, bro. That's Jessica.
I know.
I can't. I'm like, I can't. Yeah, I'm like. Sounds so professional, man.
She did it good, man. She did it good. I told her start doing voiceover stuff. You want to work from home, do some voiceover stuff.
That's a big industry, man.
It is.
It's a big industry.
Welcome back to Devil's Dice Podcast. Sorry we missed last week. Tim had a little bit of illness going on, and we don't play around nowadays because you can't tell if it's gonna kill everyone in the world.
Yeah, I know. I know. Everybody.
Give you some zits, some pus bubbles. What you don't know.
Monkey pox.
You don't know. Could be the newest whatever they released.
Monkey
from.
corona.
Monkey Rona.
Monkey Rona.
The Rona.
Yeah, everything.
Today, special guest Christopher LaLone, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead. Yeah, we'll give you some. There we go.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, Chris is 20 years old now.
Yep, 20.
20 years old, not quite bar ready, but
end of the year.
That's right.
You don't need it. You don't need it.
You're international kickboxer accolades. Go ahead, talk about all the awards you won and what all you've done. Just to start us off, so people know we're not talking to some slouch here. Go ahead.
Multiple time state Muay Thai champion, multiple time national champion. I've competed overseas in Italy, going down to Brazil at the end of the year. Won the World Classic Championship down in Florida. And a couple jiu-jitsu tournaments along the way. So definitely a little season. Definitely a little season.
And that's important that you said that, because a lot of people just think that all you have is stand-up game, but you're going to surprise some people.
Oh yeah, of course.
I got a feeling about you. Surprise some people.
Yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready for anything. Throw anything at me, I'm ready.
I know you are. I know you are. Yeah, I've been helping Coach Chris for some years now, watching you fight since you were like 6 years old, pretty close. Well, maybe even younger. I think Ty was 6 years old when he was starting out, and you were younger than that even. So he's been around being coached by obviously his dad, the great Eric LaLone.
You know, we've had a couple of episodes ago. Yeah. Pretty cool dude, man.
Lots of knowledge just ready to be passed on.
And you've got a fight coming up. The next fight is the Battle MMA Championships, right? A local promotion. Great promotion, actually. We needed something right out of the Springs that's we haven't had one in a while. There used to be a bunch of different promotions in the Springs and stuff like that. Battle's doing a damn good job, though.
They really are.
They're fighting multiple times a year, holding promotions, and I think they do a good job. It's not too many fights on the card, so you're not there till 2 o'clock in the morning.
There you go.
And they got great fighters. So a lot of the gyms. You're fighting gentleman Jack, right?
Yeah.
Is this the Brazil fight? Yeah.
No, this is here in town.
It's here. Okay.
Jack Gurton, right, from Size. I hope I'm saying it right. No disrespect at all. It's Size or C's MMA. Mike Sizlovich or something like that. I can't pronounce it.
I think it's C's MMA. Yeah.
Former UFC fighter that's now got his own gym and coaching some fighters up and putting them on cards left and right. And they're busy all the time. So probably a pretty strong gym for jiu-jitsu, stand-up, all of that good stuff. So looking forward to that fight.
I'm excited, obviously, him with Mike being a UFC, he obviously has a lot of knowledge, and obviously I fully expect him to pass it on to his fighters. So I'm excited. I think it's going to be a really good fight. I think it's going to be a good, fun fight for both of us. So let's just get it on.
Yeah, and with all your experience, this is only your third MMA match. And tell me what the difference is between fighting MMA and all of your experience in kickboxing and Muay Thai and all that stuff. How do you feel?
Obviously, I have a lot of experience for the kickboxing and Muay Thai. This will actually be my 19th fight coming up on October. So over the years, I have a lot of experience, official fights, but not even counting hard sparring, smokers, everything. So I just have a lot of fights. So I'm excited just to see what else there is out there.
Yeah. So. Oh no! Go ahead.
No, yeah, and MMA is a lot different. I've only had all my MMA fights this past year. My last 2 fights have been MMA. So it's really exciting, something new. Kickboxing, MMA, I've always done stand-up, so being able to go on the ground and strike on there, that's something new and something I'm really grateful for that I have the opportunity to do.
That's actually what I was going to ask you about. Was your ground game, was it a weak point at first, or was it just something that you didn't necessarily focus on initially?
Obviously, I've done martial arts my whole life. So I never really focused on the ground, but it's something I've always picked up. I've always just trained it, never focused on it. So I think I have really good strong ground game, but lately I've been focused on it a lot. I really have been. My stand up strong, so I want my ground game to be just as strong as my stand up.
Does it feel exciting to get more into that ground? That ground,
yeah, it's exciting. Yeah. It's exciting. Oh yeah,
yeah.
We've talked about it before a little bit, but yeah, like he did. He focused, or his upbringing came in a discipline called Bushido Seishin Jitsu, which is a Japanese mixed martial art.
Yeah, I've talked to you about that before.
It's essentially it's MMA, but the Japanese style jiu-jitsu more than anything. So as far as Brazilian jiu-jitsu goes, he's trained in it over the years, but hasn't really focused on it. But he's always done jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So even from the time that he was young, he's got that experience and he can lay it down. So
you sound ready, man.
I'm ready to go. Yeah.
And then you mentioned Brazil at the end of the year. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So with the organization I fight for, it's a WAKO, World Association of Kickboxing Organization. It's a kickboxing organization, and they give me opportunities to travel internationally. Last year I went to Italy to fight in the World Championships. Great experience over there, great talent worldwide. And now they back in February, I won the national tournament. So now I had the opportunity to fight internationally again down in Brazil in the Pan Americans.
That's amazing.
Nice. I think your dad mentioned, I think, on the podcast, they're bringing one here, right?
The WAKO, the WAKO, Eric LaLone is the head of the WAKO Colorado Springs.
Yeah,
I don't even know what you call it, chapter.
Yeah.
It's like a motorcycle club. I know. The Colorado Springs chapter. So yeah, he's bringing a fight November 12th. Is actually the first WAKO fight in Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
And are you going to be fighting in that one as well, or are you going to be helping out?
I'm going to be helping out more because that's November 12th is that Saturday. That coming Wednesday, I'll be in Brazil. So I gotta train hard and focus hard for that one. Yep.
Wow.
So yeah, it's exciting. There's high level competition around the world, and I've seen the competition here in the spring, in the States actually. So I want to have the opportunity to travel worldwide to do what I love.
And you have fought international fighters before. You fought Spain's what was his name? The guy from Spain?
Yordi. I don't remember the last name, but I just know his name was Yordi, and he's a high level guy. He's a high level guy, and I went to that fight really almost unprepared, and but I just know that I can hang with these guys. Out in Italy, I ended up losing to the eventual bronze medalist. So, but I know that I can hang with these guys.
Yeah, you're there. You're at that level.
Just a little more fine tuning, and I'll be right there with them.
At 20 years old.
20. I know, man. I know at 20.
Man, if I knew what I was doing at 20 years old, I wasn't focused on anything beneficial for myself.
Nothing. It was all thoughts and dreams. That was it, man. Right. Yeah. So like the your opponent in Brazil, what does that skill level look like to you in your eyes as far as what you've dealt with in the past and what you're going to be going up against?
Obviously down in Brazil, it's a tournament, so I'm not sure which country I'm going to be fighting, but I know that I'm going to take all my past experience and really apply it. Now that I have that international experience, I know what people are looking for. I know the level of competition that there is out there. It's only going to drive me even harder to get past that, to be better than
it helps you kind of mental pregame better.
Of course. Yeah. It pushes me to be better than what I want to be.
Yeah. Do you find that like the United States gyms or any of the competitors that you fought from the U.S., do you actually see a difference when you're fighting someone from another country? Is there a large difference in the way the fighting styles, the way they train, obviously, or anything?
Of course. It's sad to say, but here in the States, fighting is more of a hobby. You do it because you love to do it. Out there in those third world countries, they fight because they have to. That's how they provide. So it gives them a dog mentality that if I fight, if I win, I'm set. I'm set. And if I don't win, I don't eat. So it's a dog mentality. It's obviously the difference between us and them, but for us, that's something we have to get into. We have to get into that dog mentality, and seeing it over there overseas, that's something to really drive you.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you, actually, man, I hate it when you answer my questions before every time, man. I'm like, I want to ask this question, but you answered it. I was going to ask, do you notice a difference in the drive? You know what I mean? Because, not to downplay American fighting on any level, you can't downplay it, but, do you think that we're a little more gentrified opposed to people who basically have to get it out of the mud, so to say? They basically have to literally fight for their life. Is that drive, that passion different? Or is it, you know what I mean? Because sometimes, just like where I'm from, we've talked about this before. I had a client ask me about the difference in how their child trains versus where I'm from, growing up in Mississippi. And so like I told her, these people are not just playing because they want to play. they're playing because they have to get out of this horrible environment. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So does that same rule apply that you notice when you go out of the country? These people are basically fighting to eat, to live, so on and so forth. You know what I mean? What difference do you see in an opponent who basically wants to try to knock you out in 30 seconds there, opposed to somebody who has to feel you out in the ring here first? You know what I mean?
When you go over there, you have to know that you're messing with their livelihood.
Yeah.
That if they lose,
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Really
you know what I mean?
If they lose, they're gone.
Yeah.
They're gone. They don't get the money. They don't get anything. So you're messing with their livelihood.
Yeah.
We go over there because wow, this is so cool. We get to go fight overseas.
Yeah.
They come over here like, no, I win. I'm set.
I don't have a choice.
I don't have a choice.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
I don't have a choice. So you're messing with their livelihood. Yeah. So
I was curious to know, man. Yeah.
You got to feed the kids.
Yeah,
man.
you got to, man.
Oh,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I imagine that would probably add a whole nother level of heart to someone who, can take some punishment anyway. And you're very hardy. I mean, you're durable as hell. Mm-hmm. I've watched in the Muay Thai tournaments. I've watched you take spinning elbows to the temple and shoot one right back at him. So it's crazy. Like the kid is durable.
Yeah.
People talk about how strong this opponent is and strong and strength and he's got knockout power and all that stuff. I've watched Chris.
Yeah.
Like
it's not always about strength, though, man.
Yeah,
it's not all strength.
You better come with some technique too.
Yeah.
I
got heart.
I was going to say a lot of heart. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of that comes from not only bringing it up with you in your childhood and kind of being used to it. So you're mentally prepared because you've been doing this your whole life. But a lot of that also comes, I think, from the fear of mama.
Oh my God. Yes. I just know that if I was bad at home, they would make me work. They make me work. So I was like, okay, if I don't win, it almost gives me a thing that, oh man, my mom wants me to win. I'm not going to lose in front of my mama. Like, I don't know what you think you're going to hurt me. My mom will do way worse than you. So,
and Janet, I know your mom very well, but Janet she used to fight. She's actually been inside the cage and all that stuff too. So it's an interesting, the whole family, even his little brother, Matthew, incredible stand-up fighter, like really good as well. So it's a fight family. So it doesn't end when you leave the gym because it's at home. It's everywhere. Everybody's watching you. So.
My little brother is one of my biggest drivers for me. For some reason, that kid does not get scared. He is ready to go, and that almost drives me more like, my little brother's not scared to get in the ring. Like, there's no reason for it. And I'm not saying that I get nervous at all. I get more anxious, but I'm like, that's going to drive me even more, seeing how his work ethic, at only 17, that, oh, wow, like, I'm doing this. Like, I need to get out there. I'm going to bust my ass off to get in there.
Yeah. He's quick too.
Oh yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's like a little you. Mm-hmm. Like really, and the odd thing is they don't fight exactly alike.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, they both train the same and came up the same and all that stuff, but they're not like cookie cutter fighters.
Same spirit, different technique.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy. Yeah. It's kind of wild.
He's beating me up now, so I gotta remind him a little bit. Like, I'm still older brother, but he's laying it on me, so he's good. He's getting really good.
What kind? Tell us a little bit about coming up with your mother and father who were fighters, and tell me about the first time you remember ever watching your dad fight or your mom fight or anything like that going on, and what were your thoughts when you were little?
I always remember. I always grew up in the gym. I always did. If I was never at home, I was always at the gym. And obviously, with both my parents being professional fighters, it was always one of those things that they were never going to force me to. Listen, I'm not going to force you to do anything you don't want to do. But just know that we own this gym, so you're going to be here regardless, whether you do it or not. And obviously, I fell in love with it. So just seeing how much drive and passion they both have for it, that's really driven me for it. That, oh, wow, there's something for me to aspire, that I know that if I want to do this, that's perfect. They're going to push me every single step of the way. And that's something that really drives me. And I know that I remember one of the first times seeing my dad spar, and I was just like, wow, like, he's just so good. He really is. And that's something I always aspire to be, and that's something I still do. And then my mom always giving me advice, and I see old tapes of my mom, and I'm like, wow, Mom, you're pretty fucking badass. Yeah. Just seeing old tapes, her knocking dudes out or everything. And
she fought guys.
Oh yeah. She broke a guy's ankle.
No kidding.
In a jiu-jitsu match. Yeah. She broke a guy's ankle.
Like, he'll hook him.
Man.
Oh yeah.
Man.
So believe me, I got the stand up, but I also got the jiu-jitsu in my blood. So.
And you do your chores. You get your homework done. Your grades are good.
Oh yeah.
That don't sound optional at that point.
Oh yeah. No.
Yeah.
Either you go do your homework, or you go work out. It's one of those things. So
I like that though, man, because and I don't know if you've watched previous podcasts. We're a few in, but me and Mike talk about this all the time, man. You try to create that example for your children nowadays, and you try to, create that same environment or that same aspiration or outlook. And nowadays it's always like that's child abuse. Maybe you're pushing your child too hard. Maybe this, maybe that. And the world says, oh, well, you shouldn't create these expectations. And I'm like, okay, do you go to a job with no expectations? You're not going to clock in on time? You're not going to work? You don't expect your paycheck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's good to, hear that you have parents that grew up in that time where here are your options. You can sit here and watch, do homework, or you can do homework and join in, and then look what it transitioned into.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It gave you something to look forward to, gave you a career, hobby, however you choose to interpret whatever that new thing is in your life that gives you that drive, you know what I mean, to make you a stronger fighter. I like hearing that, man.
No, for sure. And it's one of those things that they see the potential in me. Obviously, Mike does as well. And I have good influence.
Oh, I've heard nothing but great things.
Yeah.
Since day one. Yeah.
I have really good people guiding me. And it's one of those things that they're going to push me to the level that I want to be.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what it is. You go in there, you get hit, and you learn from it, everything. And that's something I'm very appreciative of with my parents and everyone, that I have those people to drive me, to push me to see my potential, even if I don't see it.
And it's a choice that everybody has, and obviously not all of us make the right choices, right? Yeah. But really surrounding yourself with people who, like that old saying goes, if you hang around with champions, you'll become you hang around with 4 champions, you'll become the 5th.
Become the 5th. Yep.
You hang around with 4 losers, you'll become the 5th loser. And so it is really important that you focus on who is around you as well, not just in training, but just in life in general, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So that's kind of a cool thing that you're talking about.
Yeah, and I'm really grateful that I have really great people in my life. One of my best friends is a D1 basketball player up there at Boulder. So him and I we work out together, but we really we push each other. That he wants to be an NBA star, I want to be UFC champion. So it's one of those things like, okay, I'll see you at the top.
We're gonna work champion mindset.
Yeah,
it's that champion mindset.
And then obviously I have my girlfriend. She keeps me grounded. I know one of those things. I sometimes get a big head. I know the level I'm at, but she brings me down. Like, listen, okay, you celebrate now, you get back in the gym.
Yeah,
celebrate now. And I'm really grateful that shout out, Eunice Rivera. Thank you for that. Driving me, keeping me grounded, and making sure I stay humble.
So since you're giving shout outs, what gyms are you training at as far as that goes, and things like that? Talk a little bit about your coaches and your gym, and give them some props. Yeah.
No, of course. Obviously my home gym, Empower Training Center, run by Eric LaLone, Janet LaLone, my parents. Mike's always been there with us at Team Empower. In the last few months, I've been training over at Combative Fighting Systems up there in Falcon. Shout out to them. Really great knowledge from Master Ken, the head of the system, his sons, Chris Gabrielson, Mike Gabrielson, their head, they're one of their other head instructors, Chad Myers. Really great knowledge, really great talent, really just a great school. And I would recommend anyone looking to get into jiu-jitsu, check them out.
It's a heavy competition school.
Yes.
I mean, they're very focused on competitions, Chad and Chris, and even Ken to this date.
Yeah.
The old man, Ken. He's out there winning worlds and pans and things like that, man. He's doing it. So,
but I like it because they understand that they're at that level, but they don't focus on that. They're focused on building their other students to get up to their level.
Yeah.
And they almost don't live in their glory days. They know they take their knowledge and apply it to their students.
Yeah, and we'll have Master Ken on next week.
Yeah.
He'll be on to talk a little bit about it, and he's really taken a liking to Chris and kind of taking him under his wing, and so is Chris Gabrielson. They both, just like, if you're in any kind of competition mode, whether it be for a BJJ comp or an MMA fight, Master Ken loves MMA.
Yeah.
Like, that's his thing. He's like, we were an MMA gym from the beginning. Yeah. We will always elevate those MMA fighters up.
Yeah, no, man. So, I think honestly, it's a blessing to hear that you have that type of surrounding. You mentioned your girl, but to hear, because I know him, this dude won't admit. You guys will probably hear this 1,000 times on this podcast. He won't admit to anything, no accomplishments or anything. But I was listening. This was a while ago, man. I forgot who said it, but this guy said, and I'm saying this to make a point. Celebrate now, get back to work, because there's this really easy thing to do, especially when it comes to any type of performance whatsoever. You win a fight, right? Let's say you go down to Brazil. You win this fight, you destroy this dude. You get this dopamine high. Oh man, I'm the greatest. I'm done. I don't need to prove anything else. You know what I mean? But what'll happen is it becomes this thing that sets inside of you. So I'm glad you have that type of environment, because once that dopamine dials down, sometimes people get lost. You know what I mean? They get too comfortable. They feel like, oh, I can't be touched. And then somebody wake them up and remind them. So it's good to hear that even the people higher levels, way above Mike too, you know what I mean, are still not using like those glory days, and they use it as an inspiration to you to, you know what, let's see how far we can take this thing. Man, he loves this oil on my leg, man. I'm telling you. Hank has been, I'm telling you. So I'll put this oil on my leg, guys. I'll shout the lady out this evening.
They can't see what's going on though, but Hank, the pit bull, is down there licking on.
He is licking the oil off my leg, man. I'm telling you, like crazy. He's going to my hand, leg.
Hey.
Yeah, man. Yep. But no, man, that's always good to hear, because you know what I mean? It's easy to get caught up in the
to get in your own head.
Yeah, your own head. Yeah. Get, you know, I got these accolades. I did this. Da 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 da. And before you know it, you're completely off rail. You're not doing anything that you know you're capable of. You know what I mean? And then it becomes like this very bad cycle of, oh man, what am I doing? You know, kind of like that thing that happened with COVID when people were like, man, I used to train da 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 da. You know what I mean? But because of COVID,
Find excuses.
Yeah, you start creating these excuses. So I'm glad, man, that you have an environment like that, man.
One of the great things about Chris, and like I said, I've known him since he was itty bitty little dude, man, just running around, little ankle biter.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But he's always been very humble.
Yeah.
He's always been very, very cool, very appreciative of everybody. He's the first one to dive in and help out if you ask for help.
Keep that, man.
And that's just who he is. And honestly, I don't ever see that changing.
Yeah.
Like that will be something that his parents keep him grounded and instilled in, and all. You know, it's amazing. Tell me a little bit about where you think the evolution of training has gone, or even fighting in general, since your first competitions. Like, you know, I know you did smokers, and your dad always held tournaments back at DI back in the day and stuff like that. But where have you seen the sport grow and training change because of how that sport is growing?
Obviously with obviously, like you said, before COVID, there was a lot of fights. And after COVID, there weren't as many fights. So they were looking on all those people who fought before. They're not fighting anymore. So now they're looking for the new people. They're looking for those new talents, those new champions. And my drive is, I'm going to be those champions. I'm going to be that person. And before COVID, I was still in high school, so I was training, but I was also doing other sports. And after that, I was like, okay, now it's go time. Now it's time to get really serious and drive right into this. I know what I want to do. High school's over. Now it's time to work.
Have you always known that you wanted to be a pro fighter, or is this something that really, like, it was an idea and it was kind of a cool fantasy, but then once, like you said, high school ended, okay, I got to do something, and this is going to be my focus?
That's always been my dream ever since I was a little kid. I've always had other things. Oh yeah, I think it'd be cool, you know, go in the military, go maybe do this, but no. Pro fighting has always been the dream. I remember coming over to your house to watch the UFC fights, and I'm like, "Are you gonna see me there? I promise you, you're gonna see me there." And
ever since you were little,
we'd always sit on the couch and just watch the UFC fights. And I remember being at the gym as a little kid and always imagining, like, I'd put it on my iPod, like my walkout song, and I'm just walking out, and that was always my dream. And I promise you will see me as a UFC champion.
I believe it. Mm-hmm. I believe it.
I promise you. Yes.
My bad, man. I got a little distracted. I know y'all smell it. Hank farted, bro.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he farted.
It's okay.
I'm gonna get him. He caught me off guard. I was like, all right, Hank. Yeah, man. Yeah, he caught me, man. He caught me. Yeah, man. So, like, what do you aside from, you know, UFC going pro? What are there any type of fighting styles that you've seen that you're interested in learning to help, you know, give you a different vantage point or a different level of creativity with your own fighting?
I would like to try traditional Muay Thai at some point. I look and I see, I would love to go and train over at Thailand, just because obviously, like I said, they're in that dog mentality that they want to train. And I think that's something that can really elevate my game and just take. I've had the opportunity of being exposed to a bunch of different styles.
Yeah.
And I make them my own, and I make it my own style. Like, I don't have a very one-sided style. Like, my style is very different. And if you want to come see that style, come watch me October 1st. But I think I make things my own. I want to learn everything, but I make it my own. And
Your own patterns to get the job done.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
I like how you threw the promo in, right?
Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah. Where's your fight? October 1st.
October 1st here in Colorado Springs at the Norris Penrose Event Center.
Okay.
Norris Penn.
Yeah.
Starts at about 6. But
Okay.
Saturday night, come out and watch. Follow me on Instagram. I have all the ticket links. I have all the information. So get in contact with me. Like, come support. That's the.
You want to share your IG page with them?
Yep, Christopher LaLone on Instagram and Facebook, Christopher LaLone as well. Snapchat, same. I'm always posting my journey. I'm always posting it. Obviously, with the podcast, just everything counts. Everything is a stepping stone to getting my name out there for training and everything. And obviously, I'm so grateful that you had me on here. But I was always posting about this and just I want to get the name out there. And obviously, social media helps me with that. So please come out, support, get in contact with me, whatever. I will support and whatever.
I think one more gym we have to mention that has always helped you out is Brother Gabe.
Yes.
Kuya Gabe Charbonneau. He's always been there, down there at Pacific Warriors. He's got a new gym now. And he's got a
Warrior Built MMA.
Warrior Built MMA.
Warrior Built MMA.
He's got a great bunch of fighters. He's always got, and Gabe is like the footwork king down there. Angles and footwork. Gabe's all about it. It's almost a capoeira style. He mixes a lot of stuff in too. Stick fighting, all that stuff. So that's another gym that's been very important in your travels and your journey up to where you are now.
Yes, Warrior Built MMA down in Pueblo. Run by Gabe Charbonneau, Jeff Santos. They have tremendous fighters down there. I go down there, work with them all the time. So grateful for them. I am so grateful. They come up to us, we go down to them, and they push me to be the fighter that I want to be. They have so much knowledge. All the fighters down there, and they're like the gym family. I have my real family, and then I have my gym family. But now it's as I've got bigger and just explored, it's all just morphed into one big family. That's my family down there. That's my gym family. That's my Pueblo family down there. I'm so grateful for them with everything that they do.
Good.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, so aside from, I know you spoke about it in Italy, what was another time or a time that you felt, if it was greater than that time in Italy, that you surprised yourself when you got in the ring? Something that you didn't know you were capable of that really just kind of woke it up for you, no matter what the age was?
I think the first one of the my third fight, I already had a couple fights underneath me, and they had put me into the adult division.
Yeah.
I was 16 years old. I ended up fighting a 20-year-old. They just had no one to fight for me. They had no one to fight me, and they were like, "Listen, we can put you in the adult division." And I was like, "Man."
Was this at the Muay Thai championship?
Muay Thai tournament. Yeah, the one I
remember. Yeah,
the one I won, and I fought this 20-year-old, and it was one of those things like, wow, like I like the 16-year-old, like a sophomore in high school, and he's already however old, like.
Because when you're a kid, age matters, right?
Yeah, no, mentally,
Like when you're a little guy and you're like, how old are you? You're 8. Oh, I'm 9. I'm 9, so I'm
I know. I'm way better. I'm better by 1 year.
But that mentality translates in from even all the way up until you are an adult. That oh shoot, I'm fighting an adult, a grown man. You know.
Yeah.
But you handled business.
Yeah, I did. I won that fight and came away with the victory. And that's one that I really surprised myself. I was like, wow, like. This wasn't any different than any other fight, and that's transferred over to now. Like I obviously I have a lot of fights and I have a lot of experience, and I don't get as nervous anymore for my fights. Obviously, with everything, you're gonna get nerves. You're gonna get the nerves.
It scared the shit out of me. Even sparring, I would get scared to death. You can't show it. My heart be racing.
I get more anxious. I'm like, let's go. I'm ready. Let's go. Yeah. I know exactly what I'm going to do out there. I know exactly what I need to do. I have the experience. I have the training and everything. I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah. Have you ever experienced like a real severe injury during a fight that just kind of like took your head out of the game or anything like that?
Out in my Italy fight, I had gotten dropped in the first round, and to this day, I still think about that. I still think like, wow, that's really elevated my game. My defense has gotten so much better, and that's something that I'm grateful for. Yeah.
What did he catch you with?
He was a southpaw, and he threw a wild right hook.
Wild right
hook. Yeah, but I haven't gotten caught with that since. And I don't plan on it. I plan on doing my defense, knowing it, and even the bad fights have such learning experiences.
Of course.
Yeah. And I learn more from them from the wins.
Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah.
When I win, I don't think about how I won.
For sure. Yeah.
Not always.
No, I can see it in your eyes when you speak. I like how you'll go through a fight and you like, and I can see you analytically like building how to not let this happen again. You know what I mean? Yeah.
What about post-fight life? Obviously, anything can happen. It's a combative sport, so there could be an injury that ends your career. You never know, or takes you out of it for long enough that you have to supplement it somehow. What are your backup plans? What are you doing as far as, are you getting educated in other areas, or everybody's got to have a backup plan, right? Smart people do. What is yours?
I'm actually a student over at UCCS, University of Colorado here in the Springs. I'm studying exercise science. Obviously, fighting and exercising and athletics have been my life ever since I grew up in the gym.
Yeah.
So I always want to be involved with that. I do. After fighting, I believe that I can fight forever, but I can't fight at the high level that I want to forever.
Right. Yeah.
Obviously, things just happen.
At 35 years old in the UFC is an old man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's you're already peaked. Now you're starting to head downhill. By the time you hit 40, you got to be done.
Yeah. So I'm studying exercise science because I want to be involved in the sports. I want to help build the people that are like the people that are building me up now. I want to be that person for the next generation. So I'm studying that. I'm a junior now, so just sticking with it. I really am. That's my backup plan. Obviously, being a pro fighter, world champion, that's the goal right now. That's the goal, and you'll see me there. But after that, I still want to be involved.
Do you think that you might open up or start training with like a professional athletic team, or do you think you're looking at maybe possibly opening up your own fight gym?
I think probably open up my fight gym.
Yeah.
I really do. There's so much talent out there, and I believe that even right now, I don't even know about 10, 15 years from now, I have so much knowledge to give, and I want to. My big thing is I like seeing people better themselves.
Yeah.
Over the course of 6 months, I like seeing somebody who starts training to where they end up, or the weight loss, where they start or where they end up. And that's something that really like warms my heart, knowing that, wow, they can do this. Yeah, and let them realize that, wow, I can do this.
Yeah.
Me and my girlfriend had ran the Tough Mudder this past year, and we'd never done that before. That's 9 miles with 30 obstacles, and we were even both like, damn, like that's a lot. And we finished it out. We both did.
Yeah.
And that's something that we even talk about, like, wow, like we did that. That's something.
Have you ever done that?
No, God, no.
It's fun, man.
No,
I
it's
did
fun.
it some years ago.
It's always fun. It really is. It's tough. I'm not gonna say it's easy.
No,
it's tough.
It looks like a blast, and I try to stay as athletic as I possibly can, but a lot of this is just fake. A lot of it's just vision. You should see me try to climb a ladder or get out of bed in the morning, things like that. To me, that's obstacles. Like I got the tough bedder.
That's your Tough Mudder.
Yeah, it's my Tough Mudder is the tough bed.
Man,
you already know.
Man, look, man. I love Colorado Springs, man. When that cold hits,
oh man,
these knees, man, elbows. I'm like, man.
And you're talking like you're an old man already.
And I'm only 34, but I've put my body through so much stuff. You know what I mean? I'm just like, man, yeah. Look, I can't even compare to what you've done. I just hit my shin on that couch over there. I told you, I almost fell over. I was like, oh my God, bro. I almost started crying.
I need a second.
Yeah, give me a minute.
He's 34 years old, talking like he's already
can't
dying.
get on there crying on the podcast.
52.
Horrible.
Never would have guessed.
Yeah,
never would have guessed.
I know.
Yeah, man.
That's because I fake it well. I do it really well.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about being a big brother to Matthew. Like a little bit about growing up with him, and because Matthew's a different dude, man. He's not your usual. He's so quiet, but yet confident. You wouldn't expect. You'd look at this kid and go, he ain't nothing special. And then he gets in and whoops these butts. Like gets in there and just turns into a solid animal with stoic though. No look on his face. You can't tell anything at all. He's just doing work in there. That's all he's doing. So it's kind of crazy. Tell me a little bit about that though.
Growing up with him, like obviously we were always in the gym. I just want to see his potential. I see his potential, and he puts in the work. He really does. He's going on sprints with me. When I was doing my sprints the other day, he's on the sidelines yelling at me like, "Get your ass in gear!" And I'm like, "Oh God, okay."
Matthew was yelling at me. I don't think I've ever heard him say more than 2 words put together.
I know, yeah. But
he's so quiet.
He is, but he's one of those just gentle giants. He really is.
He is.
And I always think back to we had fought this smoker a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago, one of the two, and he was gonna mash up against this like 25-year-old. It was supposed to be a tune-up fight, but they were all confident. He's 25-year-old, thunder thighs, big, and I know everyone's looking at Matthew like, oh shit,
this kid's gonna get hurt.
This kid's gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
Matthew, I've never seen Matthew as mean as he has been on that guy, and they had to throw in the towel for him, and Matthew beat this kid senseless, dropped him 3 times, swept him, and that's one of those things that Matthew's an animal.
Yeah.
Matthew has no fear in him.
Yeah.
And that's something that drives me to see that was me doing that.
You got to stay ahead of the game.
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause Matthew's coming up right for me. So Matthew's coming up right behind me, and I know it's always cool because my mom always compares us to the Klitschko brothers.
Yeah,
that's gonna be us.
So what do you think is going to happen someday if you're pitted up against your own brother? Is that a fight that you would even take?
Nope,
No?
never. Because I promised my mom.
Yeah,
I promised my mom that no matter what happens, I will never fight my brother.
so you would concede if you were champion and he was contender number 1 and he was coming up and they were trying to pin that fight up, you'd turn over the belt.
I would turn it over.
Nice.
I would turn it over.
I respect
Now,
that.
not for anyone else. I will whip the hell out of anyone else. But my brother,
Yeah.
I could never.
Yeah.
I can never hit. Even when we spar, I hit him with a good cross. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Makes you feel bad.
Yeah, it really does. I'm like, damn, like, but it's one of those things that I can do that. Him and I do that. I can hit him if I see anyone else. If I see someone sparring him, as someone hits him with a gun, I'm like, oh, you motherfucker. Nobody's gonna
Wait
hit
till
him.
wait till we spar. Yeah.
Wait,
till we-
that's
yeah,
okay.
wait till we spar,
Well, you see what I'll do to you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's one of those things like
Yeah.
nobody. Only I can hit my brother. You're not gonna hit
Yeah.
my brother. So.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to pit your next opponent up against Matthew real quick.
Yeah, yeah, get me even more angry. Yeah,
that's what we need.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
but yeah. So Matthew has a good head on his shoulders, though.
Yes, he does.
He really does. He's in the senior year. I think he's still figuring himself out. But I think just like me, he just wants to fight.
Yeah?
He really does.
Is that what his plan is
I
as
think
well?
so.
Is coming out and
Yeah.
is doing? Man, that's great.
Yeah.
That is, man.
That's something that you guys have in common that is pretty amazing. So what else is going on with you? Like, talk to me about what Chris LaLone does. What's a week in the of Christopher LaLone like?
Obviously, I train all the time. I really do. Obviously, with the fight camp coming up, I'm always training. I go to school, and I just like being social. I really do. I go out all the time. I'll go do the incline. I'll go hike. I'll go just hang out.
That's his being social.
Yeah.
20 years old. I'll go out and be social, like hike, do the incline.
Yeah, do that. Yeah,
Yep.
I just obviously I'm dedicated to my sport, so I'm not going to go and do anything that's going to detriment me. That there's eyes on me now.
Yeah.
There is. So if obviously I don't do that, but if I'm out there in the bar drinking or doing whatever, being stupid, like that's going to cost me opportunities.
Yeah.
And I can't do that. I can't risk that.
Having that mentality, it's the dog.
I know, yeah. That dog mentality.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hush. Having that mentality, though, that will take you a lot farther because that seems to be something that kind of hinders people when they get to that level of professionalism. Is they start to get that big head and start to relax. And I'm champion of the world, and I can do anything. I could beat anybody. So what are you going to do? And then all of a sudden they fall off.
My mom was always told me ever since I was that because she knows that there was a certain level that I'm going to reach and where I'm going to be on top. And she said the easy part was getting there. The hard part is keeping it.
Yeah.
Because there's 1,000 other guys that want your spot. And
their
are you
spot.
going to, you need to work even harder than them to keep that spot.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
That's the dead solid truth. And it's great to have your mom know the game that much and know exactly, futures and how that's going to all pan out and stuff. So
Yeah. Even better that you listen, though, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I take my mom words to heart. I really do. And it's one of those things that every fight that I always have, I always make sure to say bye to everyone, make sure wish them well and stuff. I will always make sure I talk or call to my mom. I talk to my mom or call my mom.
Yeah.
Because she's not always there at my fights because we travel a lot for
Yeah.
fights. So I always make sure I call her because her words will always stick with me.
Man, that's
nothing wrong with being a mama's
yeah,
boy.
no.
Oh heck no! Oh no! I'm a big mama's boy. Oh yeah.
That used to be a cut down back in the day.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at how that's
Yeah.
my
Oh, yeah.
age.
Yeah.
Cut
Yeah.
down.
yeah. I know.
You a mama's boy?
Mama's boy.
Damn right I am.
I love my mama. I love my mama.
I love my mama too. I love your mama too.
Yeah.
I love everybody's mamas.
Oh, yeah.
Mama's a big deal.
Yeah, man.
What else do you like to do? What other passions do you have? Is it just straight up fighting, or you got anything else?
I listen to music a lot. I
Yeah.
really do. Obviously, just and family's I'm really family oriented. So me and my family, we do a lot. We always obviously we're always in the gym and stuff, but we just hang out a lot. Obviously it's nice to take a break from fighting, just to go out and just hang out, explore what there is. Obviously, now that everything's opening back up, like COVID, like everything's getting closer to how it was.
To normal, yeah.
To normal, yeah. So there's just so many things to do out there. Me and my brother, actually, we took a trip out to LA to go see the boxer Ryan Garcia out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, him and I, my brother and I flew out there, and it was just so that there's just more out there than Colorado Springs, obviously. And that was so fun. And then me and my girlfriend, we go up to Denver a lot just to explore. We have friends up there, just go hang out. But obviously it's right back to training, but it's nice to explore.
You got to be a 20-year-old at some point.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and it's one of those things that I forget that sometimes. That I am 20.
Yeah.
And
What's your? Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, what's your pre-game genre, man? What you like to listen to? Your playlist.
I listen to a lot of Spanish music.
Okay.
I really do. And then I listen to, obviously, the hype music, work Drake, everything. And then just gets me in that mode. My older brother is a big influence on me with that. My older brother, he's a radio DJ for Cliff Cage here in town on 98.9.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's my older brother.
That's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, and then he's always been into music. He obviously with the radio, he was signed to a record deal for a while.
Wait, back up. Cliff was signed to a record deal?
Yeah,
What kind of music does he do?
He's a producer, so he makes the music.
Okay.
And I think that was probably like 10 years ago, but he was signed.
So it was like he does the beats. He was doing the beats. And
Crazy, man. That's crazy.
So cool. He was. So he's had a big influence, and obviously him growing up in the gym as well, and is one of those things that I drive to make everyone proud, especially my family proud, that they don't care whether win, lose, whatever, draw, whatever, but they know that I put in the hard work, that I'm making those sacrifices, and that I do what makes me happy.
Yeah.
That's their big thing. That obviously they're never going to force me to do something that doesn't make me happy, and obviously fighting makes me happy, and they want to see me do that.
So you mentioned that, obviously the pride in the family and all that stuff, and that you listen to a lot of Spanish music. What is your heritage?
Peruvian and Italian from my mother. Peruvian, Italian. My mom, Peruvian blood all over, Italian as well. And then my dad he's French Canadian. So
French Canadian,
yeah. But obviously, I'm really proud of my Hispanic heritage. Just here in Colorado Springs, it's only me and my family out here. My immediate family, all my other family lives out in California and Peru and stuff. So I really get a lot of that from my mom. That when we do go visit our family, that they all see each other all the time, but when I get to see them, it's like, wow, like, what have you guys been up to? Like, I'm just they may even think I'm like annoying or something like that, but I'm like, I don't get that out here. Yeah. So I think it's really nice that I have that family out there. I'm really proud of my Hispanic heritage. And
have you got to travel to Peru?
Not yet. We were planning a trip, but then COVID happened. But of course, yeah. But yeah,
COVID, man.
Yeah, I know, it ruined a lot of things. But yeah, that's something I really want to do. Like I said, I want to explore. I really do.
Yeah, that's neat to have family. And are you in contact with family out in Peru?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I got some aunts and uncles out there that I talk to. Obviously, they kind of do their own thing out there, but it's nice to know that I'm out there and they're out there.
Yeah.
So but it is nice though, because us being out here in the Springs by ourselves, it's given us the opportunity to make our own family. And like the saying goes, family doesn't always have to be blood.
Right.
And obviously you're my family. You guys are my family. And down in Pueblo, all my gym family and everything, like that's my family.
Agreed.
That's my family. So
agreed. I've got I feel the same way. I've got a lot of family that's I don't even really talk to a whole lot, and then I've got friends that are actually like family to me, that I would die for. So yeah, that's absolutely.
And obviously Tynan, like that's the one thing I always think about, like him and I grew up together.
Yeah,
we really did. Yeah. Maybe not since like toddlers, but like. We grew up together.
I think Ty met you when he was a little over 5 years old.
Mm-hmm. So I would have been 2 or something like that. Yeah. So that's my brother. That's obviously with my blood brothers and stuff. But that's another brother that I have.
Yeah.
I'm always grateful.
Yeah, I can see that. You guys share like the same demeanor almost.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, game plans for the fight, or is it game plan for the same for every fight?
It's the same plan for every fight. I'm going to go in there and do work. I know what I need to do. I think it's going to be a great fight. I expect my opponent to come out there and do his game plan too. But at the end of the day, it's a sport, just like anything else. We'll shake our hand at the end and congratulations or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah.
Will that fight be streamed?
Yep. Yes, it'll be streamed.
Okay.
I'll make sure I post a stream.
Okay.
Share it obviously on all my Instagram and Facebook. Christopher LaLone, Instagram, Facebook, and
Okay.
And LaLone is LaLone.
Yes,
Just
LA.
yeah, just so you know. And then as far as any other promotions, anything else coming up that you want to promote, anything like that?
Obviously, with our family gym, Team Empower and Power Training Center, we have a nonprofit as well. Fear No Bully. Always just that a kid does not have. There's bullies in life, from a kid to an adult, that you don't have to be a victim. You don't, and whether that's a schoolyard bully, domestic violence, whatever. That's our big thing. Is you fear no bully. That, and we're going to empower you to stand up, to feel confident in yourself. So obviously support that. Our website, fearnobully.com. Check it out. We have a really good mission. We really do.
All right, so Colorado Springs, Colorado. Get ready for Christopher LaLone,
Yes.
right, versus Jack Gurton at the Battle MMA Championships, October 1st at the Norris Penrose Event Center.
Yes.
Right? And then make sure you come down if you're a local fighter or you're even thinking about getting into it and you want to check out some kickboxing. The WAKO tournament, November 12th. That's going to be at, what facility is that going to be held at?
I'm not quite sure. I don't quite remember. I think we're still kind of figuring out the details and stuff. But,
Okay.
But when I figure it out, I will be posting it, send it to Mike, everything, share it on the podcast, everything.
And we'll make sure that we share that as well. Any other shout outs you want to give?
Just everyone who supports me. Thank you. My mom, my dad, my family, my girlfriend, all my friends and family who put up with me when I can't always go hang out, everything. Thank you. That's my thing. Thank you for supporting me in my journey.
Yeah, man.
All right. The Devil's Dice Podcast brought to you by absolutely no one.
Us, man. No, but check this out. Go find Beth at Sun Mountain Bath in Manitou Springs, man. She makes these oils. This is a crazy beard oil, man. I love this. Yeah, you got to give some to Mike. But that's what Hank was licking off my leg, man. Is so she makes body oils too. So she makes some crazy body oils, bath bombs. She has like facial scrubs, facial everything, gua sha. That's the kind of stuff I did with you. Break up that fascial tissue in your arm.
Blading.
Blading. Oof. Yep. Yeah. So she has everything, man. If you guys are looking for some good natural stuff, go check her out. Manitou Springs Sun Mountain Bath. You can find her at that name on Instagram as well. So yeah, man. Yeah.
Like it.
And thank you for being here today.
Yes,
man.
thank you for having me.
Sure.
Thank you
And
so
speaking of when we mentioned Master Ken, next week we're going to have Master Ken on from Combative Fighting Systems, Ken Gabrielson's Combative Fighting Systems. He's going to talk a little bit about where he came from as far as his career in martial arts. He was the first American black belt, lived with the Gracies out in Brazil, fought with them out there, So it's going to be a really interesting talk as far as jiu-jitsu goes. We've been lucky enough to train underneath him.
Yes.
So thank you guys again for checking us out. We'll see you next week, next Sunday, for Black Tim, Dropkick Mike, and
man.
Mr. Christopher LaLone. Thank you so much. Have a great one.
Peace.